What up? What up, my guys? On to another show, man. Late night NBA talk with Jay, man. I appreciate everybody for tuning in. Appreciate y'all for riding with me, man. All positive vibes. It's never negative vibes. I'm never really trying to be susceptible to negative vibes. It's all love, man. Go download the Action Network app. It's free picks over there. You can track your plays, all that good stuff, man. But I'm not here to waste your time. I'm here to break down these games. I got notes on most of these games. Finna go through it, and then obviously I'll be back tomorrow at 1 p.m. Eastern. There's one play that I'm liking. There's really two, like 2-1. Y'all know, if you know me by now, you probably already know what I'm doing. Usually when teams get fucked over by the refs, I like backing them the next game. I like to back the team that got fucked over, and I like to fade the team that was doing the fucking over, like they got the win that they weren't supposed to. But we about to break it down. So for me, I am gonna take the Detroit Pistons plus the 12, guys. It's not for the faint-hearted, and please don't bet this if you feel like that you might regret it. I know me, regardless, I will not regret this regardless, guys. So Pistons plus the 12 is going to be the play of the day for Tuesday. Let's get over here. Let's explain it and break it down in this one. Let's go over to the streets of Orlando in this one. Magic laying 8 points at the house versus the Nets. I'll tell you right now, if you want the Magic, you better take them tonight. This line opened up at 7, quickly went to 7.5. Now it's up to 8. Look, we know that Ben Simmons is not going to play. He doesn't play back-to-backs. Cam Thomas got injured. He had ice on his ankle in the locker room with the limp as well. He left today's game. Now, they could possibly shoot him up and he plays tomorrow. I don't see it. I mean, regardless, it's a bad spot for the Nets. They're coming off a big win. They're also 2-0 straight up and in against the spread versus the Orlando Magic as well this year. So you get a double revenge spot with the Magic, and they have the rest advantage. And Banchero should be back for this game as well. If the Magic are trying to win every single game, which I know that they are. Last game of a 5-game road trip, but still one of them was before the break. So last game of a 4-game road trip for the Nets, back-to-back, third game in 4 nights with travel as well. Nets have been playing hard, but this is just a bad spot for them. Now, I do think that the Nets could possibly, I'm not gonna say go on a run, but I do think that once they figure out with Ollie, they don't have a bad team. It was a perfect spot for them tonight versus the Grizzlies, but I'm not messing with this game. I do lean towards the Magic. If I had to bet the game, it'd be Magic, but I see this line closing at maybe -10 here, guys. So I'm just here to let you know, if you do like the Magic, you want to take it tonight. Double revenge spot plus the rest advantage, plus a couple players likely out for the Nets, and if the Magic get back Banchero, this line is definitely closing at double digits. So I'm just here to tell you, if you want to take the Magic, I do lean their way. I'm not betting the game. You probably want to take this one sooner than later. It's probably already shooting up to 8.5. It's already probably shooting up to 8.5. Damn, this fucking line just came out at DraftKings, coming out at 11, man. I just took it at plus 12 for the Pistons in that one, but let's keep going here. We move on in this one. Let me just make sure I'm going the right way. All right, next game is we're going to the streets of DC in this one. Warriors laying 10.5 on the road versus the Wizards. I do lean to the Warriors here. Now, I don't know if I'm going to lay 10.5 on the road. The Warriors are winning this game, but I don't know about laying the 10.5. Sometimes the Wizards can be scrappy. We know that Jordan Poole's going up against his old squad. The Warriors have already beaten them earlier this season, 129-118. They pushed on 11-0, and they get back Chris Paul. He's probably going to be rusty. They're going to throw him back into the fire. I lean the Warriors, but the number, they're going to make some of these numbers high to where they're going to try their best to scare you off of it. Obviously, they're trying to get money on both sides, but you're paying the premium if you want the Warriors. I mean, laying 10.5 on the road is a bit steep. I must say, I'm not going to lie to you. It's a bit steep. What did Poole do? Poole had 25 points, 3 of 12 from three-point land in the first matchup in Golden State. Now, we know that Poole had got benched. He looks like he came back, and I think he did well in the last game coming off the bench. He scored 31 points off the bench and was 6 of 13 from 3. So I still wouldn't be I'm not a fan of Jordan Poole whatsoever. He's probably could possibly go down as one of the worst NBA contract extensions ever type shit. But he played good for one good year. Now he's just kind of BSing around. But he's gonna turn up for this game. I can't say that. So it's just I don't want to bet the Wizards because I don't really think that they have a chance to win, but they are getting double digits at the house. Y'all know me. I'm not going to spend a lot of times on Wizards game. It's either I'm looking at the other team or I'm staying off the game. I'd lean to the Warriors. I don't really know about laying 10.5 with the Warriors here. It's also going to be a first game of a back-to-back. They'll have the let me see. No, it's not going to be a first day of back-to-back. They got the Knicks on deck, but they'll have a day in between. Obviously, the Warriors are coming off getting beat down versus the Nuggets. I did have the Warriors in that game. Steph decided not to fucking show up. That's why it's such hard for me to be a fan of this team. And Steph Curry is like, when I take them, that's when they want to shit the bed, and he go 1 of 10 for 3, man. So whatever, fuck that team. I do just expect the Warriors to get the win here. I'm just not sure if they could cover the double digits, my guys. Let's go over to the streets of Cleveland in this one. Cavs, land 4 at the house versus the Mavs in this one. Y'all remember we had the Cavs. When was this? This was back earlier this season, I remember, because there was no Darius Garland. So this was before they had Evan Mobley back. They didn't have Evan Mobley back. Let me see. I just got to see for sure. I know that they didn't have Darius Garland or Donovan Mitchell. I was expecting Mitchell. This was December 27th, 2023. I was expecting Mitchell to be in there. They were still without Garland. They were still without Mobley as well. Mitchell got ruled out before the game, and I was like, fuck, man, damn, we're going to be screwed. The Cavs came all the way back from 20 points. They were down 16 points they were down 15 points at the half. They were down 16 points. They were down 20 points with 8 minutes and 40 seconds left into the second quarter. They were down 9 points with 5 minutes and 20 seconds left in the fourth quarter. And guess what they did? They went on a crazy run to win that game. It was a crazy game. I remember watching that game. I remember we was on the Cavs in there when they were a depleted squad, but there was also a different Mavs team as well. They didn't have Kyrie. That was when they still had bum ass Seth Curry and Grant Williams in them playing as well. Had Derrick Jones Jr. starting. So obviously it was two totally different teams. Now let's break it down the state of now. So it is revenge spot for the Mavs here. They've lost 3 straight versus the Cavs, but obviously lost 113-110 earlier this season at 6-point faves. Now let's look at the Cavs. The Cavs have not been playing well. They kind of hit a wall. It's almost like the All-Star break came at the wrong time for them because they were balling 18-4 against the spread. Now they're entering a stretch where they're about to go up against some tough teams. And like I said, they're kind of hitting the wall, and they really hadn't looked right. They could have lost versus the Wizards in their last game. They end up winning by 9, but if you watch the game, they could have lost that game outright. And that's why I say about the Wizards. You never know when these fuckers going to try to turn up, man. Oh, boy. But the Cavs, 0-5 against the spread last 5 games. I do lean the Mavs here in this revenge spot from blowing that 20-point lead. They're coming off a bad loss to the Indiana Pacers. This is a bounce-back J spot for the Mavs, who are playing really well. They had won 7 straight games before losing that game to the Pacers, and they got ran off the floor. Like, they lost that game by 22 points. This is the first game of a back-to-back. They got the Raptors on deck the next night. But like I said, the Cavs are kind of hitting the wall. Only 2-3 straight up last 5 as well. I do lean to the Mavs here plus the 4. You just wonder if they're somewhat hitting them all. Like, the Cavs are a great team. They got Mitchell back. They got Mobley back. They got Darius Garland. But the Mavs, we saw, first off, they got Lively back. They got Luka and Kyrie that are really starting to mesh. And all of their bench, like, they have the better bench in this game, in my opinion, as well. So, when you got Daniel Gafford coming off the bench, like, what are we doing? Now, I do think that they need to I do think personally that they need to use PJ Washington a little bit less. I think they're using him too much, in my opinion. And he definitely, I'm not going to say definitely shouldn't be starting, but I wouldn't start PJ Washington. I'd bring him off the bench to have more scoring punch off the bench. And they might come to their senses at one point because PJ hadn't really been playing their good of defense, in my opinion. Just talk about like laterally movement. But Tim Hardaway Jr., Gafford, Kleber, Jaden Hardy, you got Derrick Jones Jr. coming off the bench. Only one you're really scared of with the Cavs coming off the bench. Well, Okoro is a damn good defender. You might have to start him and put him on Luka. But Karis LeVert, he's one of the main guys that you're worried about off the bench. I do think that Mavs have more depth here. Cavs are somewhat hitting the wall. Hitting the wall. Mavs are really starting to figure things out. I lean towards the Mavs here plus the 4. It's going to be a really tough game. I'll be honest with you. It's going to be a really tightly contested game, in my opinion, but I would only take the points. That's just me, the way I'm looking at it. I'm not sure if even I'm gonna bet it, but if I'm betting it, I can only look towards the Mavs plus the 4 in this game, man, to be perfectly honest with you, man. I think the Mavs plus the 4 is the right side in this game. Not sure if I'm gonna bet it, but I am really close, though, to be honest with you. It is like a top lean, the Mavs plus the points here, in my opinion, guys. Let's go over to the streets of Boston in this one. Celtics, land 12 at the house versus 76ers. I do lean to the over in this one. Now, this line was open at 229, went down to 228, is now at 227. I know the Sixers hadn't really been scoring points, but they're running a lot of small ball. Like, they're running backup center with Nicholas Batum. You see what I'm saying? So they're running small ball. They're running and gunning. They're chunking up a bunch of threes. I know that they hadn't really been scoring that much lately, but they're still running the pace, in my opinion. And I don't necessarily see the Celtics bringing their best defensive game in this one. I think this could be like a 1 I think this could be like the Celtics could put up 130, and I think the Sixers could get to 110 in this one. I see this as an over type of game. I'm not a total better, and I'm definitely not a total expert, guys, but I just got a feeling that this game is going to be raining threes. We know the Celtics chunk up a bunch of threes. Obviously, if they're making them, like they could put up 125, 130 here, and I also think the Sixers do enough to get this game over the total. So I'm not even sure if I'm going to bet it. It's probably going to drop even more. I'm going to consult with my total experts and see what they think about this one, but this is a spot where I think that we're going to see some points here in this one. The Sixers actually have a plethora of guards that they can try to shoot with the Celtics in this one. Tyrese Maxey, Buddy Hield, Tobias Harris could be trying to drive to the paint. Batum can hit some threes. You got Kelly Oubre, they got D'Anthony Melton back coming off the bench. He can be a sniper from three. Kyle Lowry as well. You got Campaign, awkward shooting ass out there pulling threes as well. So for some strange reason, I feel like this is going to be a small ball, fast-paced type of game. And I think just 227 in today's NBA is just going to be too low. Another thing, Tatum over his 5.5 assists. It's at plus 105 at DraftKings. He's covered this number in 6 of the last 7 games. And the one time that he didn't, he had 5 assists, guys. So Tatum has damn near went over his assists 7 straight games, guys. I said this like 4 shows ago. It's just something I'm noticing. He's really started to facilitate the ball a little bit more. It's almost like he's gunning for a triple-double damn near every game. But Tatum over 5.5 assists, I ain't gonna lie, I do think it's a good look. And it's not gonna be official, but I'm probably at least going to sprinkle a little something on it just because I've noticed him really being a facilitator. And like I said, his cover is he's got cashed at 6 of the last 7. The one time he didn't, he had 5. So, I mean, you could argue there's probably a few missed shots away from him cashing over 5.5 assists the last 7 games, guys. And he could probably do whatever the fuck he wants versus this small last Sixers team. Paul Reed's not a real center. After that, they're going to Batum. Maybe I don't even think Bumba played in that last game when they got smoked versus the Bucks. Man, I was on the Bucks in that game as well. So not really sure what to do with the side. It's really tough fading the Celtics. When they start hitting threes, like it could just be crazy. Now, they're not going to shoot crazy from 3 like they did last game versus the Knicks. I believe like they went crazy from 3. I've never seen a team shoot like that from 3, but they did it. They took my money with the Knicks, but I still like the position though. You see what I'm saying? I still like that spot there for the Knicks. The Celtics just went absolutely crazy, man. I want to see it here real quick. What these guys went, because there's some shit that you never fucking see. These guys were 15 from 35 from the three-point line, 43%. It was better than that. They started missing some in the fourth quarter. These guys shot 57% for the whole game, guys. Absolutely crazy numbers. I don't expect that to happen all the time, but they can get to the paint. They can drive to the paint versus Sixers. I lean to the over. It's not something that I bet, but I'm gonna consult with my total experts. I feel like the over is the spot there. And like I say, that Tatum, he's been going over his assists, guys. I'm not a prop guy. I don't like going official with props because they never cash. But I do think Tatum over 5.5 assists is a little low, and it's at plus money as well. You see what I'm saying? So it's covered 6 of the last 7. I think the over is the play, and I think Tatum over his 5.5 assists is the play as well. We move along. Let's go over to the streets of Minnesota in this one. Wolves land 13.5 at the house versus the Spurs plus 13.5. I'd like to lean to the Spurs. I do feel like it's a huge number in my opinion. The Wolves are going to start to they're not going to start to smack everybody up in my opinion. I think they're going to start to kind of sort of look towards the regular season and maybe take their foot off the gas just a little bit. So I do lean to the Spurs. They are 3-0 against the spread this season versus the Minnesota Timberwolves, and they actually won their last meeting as well, 113-112 as 10.5-point underdogs. Now, this is the last game from the Spurs for this long rodeo road trip. This will be their 9th straight road game, but it's the 4th straight road game since the break. So it was a little break up there, man. But this is the 9th straight road game. They're only 1-9 straight up in their last 10 games, but this is a bounce back J spot for the Spurs. They got absolutely waxed versus the Jazz. The beat writers even saying like they never even got off the bus. They were down 32-18 at the end of the first quarter. They were down 24 points at the half, guys. And like it was just like they were never in the game. And lately, we hadn't really been seeing it from the Spurs. We've been seeing them being in damn near every game. Sure, they might lose, but the couple games before that, they lost by 5 to the Lakers, lost by 5 to the Kings, and the one and that was like since the break. So the Spurs have shown they could play some good ball. That last game versus Utah, they just got absolutely took into the woodshed from start to finish. So usually when teams have a game like that where they were never in the game, it's a major bounce back spot the next game. Now, they're not going to win this game, but they don't have to. They're getting 13 and a half points. I'm probably not going to get there, but it's like just me looking at all my stuff and the way that I look at these games. I can only look towards the Spurs here plus 13 and a half. Wolves are probably going to get Rudy Gobert back, but like I say, the Spurs have shown that they could play the Wolves tough so far this season. They lost by 7, they lost by 8. And they won by 1 as well. So 13 and a half, in my opinion, is too big for the what's up, Ronald? We got my guy Ronald off in the chat, man. My guy Ron Dunn. Come bring your ass on the show tomorrow or something, man. But I do lean to the Spurs there, plus 13 and a half, my guys. Now let's go over to the streets of New York here. Did you see the fucking play? Did you see what happened? DiVincenzo just dove right into Thompson, man. I'm talking about my guy. It was actually like a perfect tackle. You see what I'm saying? He really tackled him perfect, and I couldn't watch it. I'm doing the podcast, and I'm like, okay, the Knicks, they were finna lose, and they ended up winning by 3, and I just had to go back and see what happened, and I saw it, and I said, bro, how do you miss that call there? So I don't know, man. I can't back the Knicks coming off a game where they shouldn't have won. Now, only problem is the Pelicans be fucking around sometimes. Like they just fuck around. Like they've lost. So the Pelicans have lost 2 straight. This is a bounce back J spot for the Pelicans here. Knicks have not been playing well. 1-8 against the spread in their last 9 games. And they're coming off a game that they shouldn't have won. I mean, if you look at it, like I know Monty Williams will get fined, but he's exactly right. Like, how do you miss that call at that point in the game? And just notice the Pistons really wanted to win the game. Knicks should have lost it outright. I will never back a team that's coming off of a game where they shouldn't have won, like where the refs missed a big call. Like when the last 2-minute report comes out, they're definitely going to say that. So it was a ton of missed calls in that game. I'm not gonna lie, I was watching it. They missed a lot of calls for the Pistons there. I'm not going to lie to you, man. The Pistons definitely should have won that game, and you can kind of start to see this line move. Knicks opened up as -1. It flipped to Pelicans -1, then went 1.5, then 2. It's even touching 2.5 some places, guys. So I'm not lying to you. I really want to back the Pelicans here. I really do. Like, I do think that it's the right side. Whether I take it or not, I think the Pelicans are the right side. They're coming off back-to-back losses. Knicks coming off a game where they should not have won. Through and through, they should not have won. I'd probably lay the money line with the Pelicans in this one, even if you wanted to take -2. I do think that's the right side. I like the Pistons better because they're getting so many points and they don't even have to win the game. Pelicans can be bullshitting around, but CJ McCollum did practice. I'm expecting him to come back. They get Alvarado back from suspension. They get Najee Marshall back from the suspension. So Pelicans, as long as they get McCollum back in there, probably going to be fully healthy. They're a much more deeper team than the Knicks, especially right now without OG Anunoby, Randall, and Mitchell Robinson. I think the Pelicans get the job done. I'm not there. I'm staring at that money line. I hadn't pulled the trigger yet, but I do think it's the right side, guys. That's just something that I figured out over the years. You never really back a team that's coming out like when the refs admit that they missed the call and that they fucked one team off the game and basically handed another one. And it happened to the Knicks before as well versus Houston. So maybe it was a little bit get back, but I just feel like Zion could fuck around and get whatever he wants in the paint here. I heavily lean towards Pelicans here, guys. I didn't get there, but I'm staring at it. I do think it's the right side, though. I do think it's the right side. Let's go over to the streets of Milwaukee here. Bucks land 15 at the house versus the Charlotte Hornets. Hornets have looked a lot better coming out of the break, but so have the Bucks. The Bucks are finally starting to figure things out, and I always tell people, I always keep it real. The Bucks went 3-7 their first 10 games with Doc Rivers, but the Clippers did the same thing with Harden. Things are gonna get bad. They're gonna be worse before they get better. That's exactly what happened with the Bucks. But don't look now; they're starting to feel shit. Though they're starting to feel shit. Went out there and smacked Philly. They beat the Wolves outright as well. I've backed the Bucks these last couple games, and I said that they're gonna win 5 straight games coming out of the break. Now I'll tell you straight up, I didn't expect this spread to be this fucking big. Like, it's a huge spread, and the Hornets have been playing well, but I can see the Hornets getting smoked here. Now they are 5-1 against the spread last 6, 5-1 straight up and against the spread last 6 games. But it's just like, honestly, the point spread, I'm not totally sure, but I do think it's a Bucks team total over spot. They're finally finding their rhythm. They're getting in a groove right now. The Hornets have been playing really good defense. They got like one of the number 1 defense. I'm not mistaken. If I'm not mistaken, it's another. I gotta check this shit real quick. I just gotta check this real quick. I believe they got the number 1 defense. Like in the last 5 games. Let me just check this shit out real quick. So over the last 5, because I know it's something like that. I know it's something crazy where the Hornets said, Hornets Number one defensive rated team over the last 5 games. Who the fuck would have thought? But I still don't think they got enough for the Bucks. Bucks could do whatever they want in this game. The team total is going to be around somewhere 120. I would probably go with the team total over before I laid 15 with the Bucks, but I'm still not looking towards the Hornets here. Bucks can do whatever they want here. They can win by 10 or they can win by 20. It's all on them. But I do think they can put up 120 points. Giannis and Dame, they're starting to figure shit out. You got Crowder, Brook Lopez, like they're really starting to figure things out, and they're right before our eyes in this one. Fourth straight road game for the Hornets as well before they head back to the house and face the Bucks in their next game. I would be looking towards. I still lean Bucks laying 15. They're in a fucking groove right now. I'm supposed to take them because I was saying that I'm gonna take them every single game these next 5 games. That 15 was kind of high. I ain't gonna lie to you, it's kind of high. But I still lean Bucks and their team total over as well. Probably not gonna get there. Now I can break down this one. I already told you I like the Pistons plus a 12. I think this one might even close at single digits. I just need everybody to play. Hopefully they don't pull no bullshit where Cade sits out. I believe Jaden Ivey got a little banged up. That's why he didn't really play a ton in the second half. But I'm taking the Pistons here. The refs, we know, everybody know, they just fucked them off. The Pistons have actually been playing really good basketball. This is the first time that the Bulls have laid double digits all season. Now, I know, and I've been watching The Last Dance over and over again as well. The Bulls are always going to have some versus the Pistons after them kicking their ass, but this ain't the Michael Jordan Bulls, obviously. But they have won 9 of the last 10 versus the Detroit Pistons. Oh, but one of those games, the Pistons already beat the Bulls earlier this season, 118 to 102 as well, October 28th. So the Pistons have shown that they can hang with this team. I know the Bulls can ball. They're playing a lot better. They've covered 3 of their last 4. They've covered 4 of their last 6. I'm still not trusting them to lay double digits. And I don't even know if the odds makers are. This line is going to continue to move down, and I agree with it as well. Pistons are 9-3 against the spread in their last 12 games when getting double digits. 14-9 ATS overall on the year we're getting double digits. We know that the refs fucked them over / owe them as well. They already beat the Bulls. And like I say, the Cavs, the Bulls got the Cavs on deck as well the next night. So you could possibly get a little bit of a look ahead factor. Now, anything can happen. There's 2 sides of it. The Pistons come out here super pissed, or they can be down in the dumps and kind of like mad or whatever, or like depressed after supposed to win that game. But I gotta take the Pistons here plus a 12. I gotta take them. It's not for the faint-hearted. It's not a guarantee as well. And if you feel like you might regret this afterwards, don't bet it. You should never make a play that you feel like you might regret. I won't regret this one regardless. I wouldn't be surprised if the Pistons shocked the fucking world and won this game. All right, Cade was fucking ball. I mean, if y'all watched the game versus Knicks, Cade was ball. He was dealing. Dern was dealing. Fontecchio, he was dealing, man. So I actually like what I've been seeing from the Pistons. Quentin Grimes, hopefully he plays in this back-to-back as well. But now I don't want to see Evan Fournier's bum ass. I'll say that right now. I don't want to see him out there, but I did take the Pistons plus a 12. It's going to be my play of the day. But like I say, right after that, I'll go over them at the end of the show, man. A couple more games here. Let's go over to the streets of OKC here. Thunder land 10 at the house versus the Rockets. If the Rockets couldn't cover at the house, I don't expect them to cover on the road. 10 is a high number. I do think the Rockets can match up well with the Thunder, but they just don't play well on the road. They're 5-22 straight up on the road. This is just that's not where you want to back the Rockets in on the road. 10-17 against the spread on the road. And the Thunder are just playing lights out right now. They're kicking ass and taking names. They're not taking any prisoners. They've won 3 of the last 4 versus the Rockets, covered 3 of the last 4 as well. The Thunder are on a mission to get that number 1 seed. They've won 5 straight, covered 5 straight. Could only look towards the Thunder here, laying double digits. The game the other day went under, and I was kind of saying it as well that I was leaning towards the under, and I could see another. It went under by a hair, but I could also see this one going under as well. Just 2 somewhat defensive teams just kind of really knocking it out. Immediate revenge game as well. More comfortable with seeing each other's offense. I think we could see another under 234 in this one, and I'd also lean towards the Thunder minus the 10 as well. Let me see. I think that's it, man, because it's 2 more games, but I'm gonna have to go over those tomorrow. You got the Hawks facing the Jazz, 1-800 gambler game, and then which John Collins might want to come back and have something to say. And let me switch the banner, man. I'm not going over Hawks and Jazz. Don't really care about that game. Not really sure what to do with that one. John Collins might come back to Atlanta and have like a little bit of pep in his step. And then Miami is laying 6 versus Portland. Just got to watch the rest of this game and see what's up with that one. They will get, I think, they get Jimmy Butler back. And that one need to see what's up with Tyler Hero and Terry Rozier as well. But they should beat the Blazers. They should handle Blazers. I'm just not really interested in it. But for me, Pistons plus a 12. Right after that, the heavy leans would be Magic, Mavs, the over in the 76ers game, and Jason Tatum over 5.5 assists, the Spurs, and then the Pelicans as well, and then also Bucks and Bucks team total over as well, my guys. So maybe I might make some more plays, but for one, something I already bet is I'm taking. Oh yeah, also lean towards Thunder and in the under in that game as well. But give me the Pistons plus a 12, and even if you had to take plus 11, that's what I'm taking. We know the refs fucked them off. The Pistons, I sensed something with them. They're playing like the team that I thought they were early season. Keep giving them double digits for the rest of the season, and I will take the Pistons every single time they get double digits for the rest of the season, especially versus a middle of the pack team that I like, the Chicago Bulls. I mean, they're not even 500. And they're laying 12 here. I don't agree with the line. Anything can happen. I mean, shit. I mean, the Pistons come out down in the dumps mad because they lost, but I don't see it. I don't see the Bulls pulling away like this if they fucking win the game outright. Give me the Pistonians here, plus a 12. That's my play of the day. Like I say, heavily lean towards Magic, Mavs, the 76ers Celtics game over. Jason Tatum over his 5.5 assists. Spurs plus 13.5. Pelicans on the money. Pelicans first half and full game on the money line. Bucks on the spread and team total over, and Thunder Thunder Rockets under as well, my guys. That's the show. Finna get out of here. Gotta go take a shower, man. Finna go lay down. Finna go watch some motivational shit and get ready for tomorrow's show at 1 p.m. Eastern. It's all love, man. I appreciate y'all for tuning in. Go download the Action Network app. It's all free. You can track your plays. You can track systems. It's a ton of shit you can do over there, man. Go check it out. It's all love. We will win. Let's go, my guys. Type "we will win" in the chat and send some positive vibes, my guys. It's all love. Let's get out of here. I hope y'all have a great night, and let's cash. Let's fucking go. Come on.